What's up, YouTube? Batcave Comics. I'm here doing a support video for Spidey Fan. He is having his 500 sub contest. First of all, I just want to say huge congratulations, Spidey Fan. Well deserved. You have a fantastic channel. Anybody watching this support video, definitely run over there and sub him up if you're not already. He's got fantastic content, shows a lot of great books, has a ton of information about all these books. Besides seeing a lot of good stuff, very educational too. So let me get to the rules. '18 and older, US and Canada only. He wants you to show your favorite Spidey books, what got you back into collecting, your final collecting goal of 2018, and then of course leave a comment on his contest page. So let me get started with this. Let me get this out of the way. I just pulled 6 books, which are 6 of my favorite Spider-Man covers. The first one I'm going to show is actually Dark Avengers number 4. This is the Young Gun variant. The cover was done by Stefano Casilli, and I thought this cover was fantastic. It's got Spider-Man on it in his black costume, and then Venom in the background. And I thought it was pretty cool that it was actually on an Avengers book. Immediately drew my attention. Had to pick it up. And this came out in 2009. Definitely a book I'm eventually going to have graded. Next up, pretty much needs no introduction. Amazing Spider-Man 316. Another one of my favorite covers. This came out in 1989. Everyone pretty much knows who did this cover. Todd McFarlane, of course. When he hit the scene with Spider-Man, everybody went crazy. That whole run he did pretty much had to have in the late 80s and early 90s. Now the next book I'm going to show. Oh, and I also did pick that up at cover price when it first came out. Takes me back towards my childhood. Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man, number 29. It's a Keith Pollard cover, inked by Bob McLeod. This one I wouldn't mind having autographed. Super sharp. I'm not too sure if I'd have this graded though, because I already have a 9.8. But this one definitely would grade in the 9 somewhere. But this whole quick little run where Frank Miller all the way through, I think like number 31 or 32 were all fantastic covers. I love them all. Now the next one is Amazing Spider-Man 181, Gail Kane cover, 1978. Another fantastic cover. I think this cover here should be one of them covers that becomes iconic. So the next one I have, another book I picked up on the newsstand, and it was actually 65 cents. Amazing Spider-Man 238, first appearance of the Hobgoblin, John Romita Jr. and Sr. cover. The one I bought, I ended up selling, and I picked this one up. This is actually the 75-cent Canadian edition, and it did grade a 9.8, and I had it double signed by Jim Shooter and John Romita Jr. This cover here is becoming iconic fast. They're starting to copy it. It's one of them covers they copy over and over again. And the last one I'm going to show is Amazing Spider-Man 100, cover done by John Romita Sr. Came out in 1971. probably one of the best Amazing Spider-Man covers they ever had. I mean, that's fantastic. The dark background really makes Spider-Man stand out. And then you have all the villains in the back. But I mean, that's just a freaking kick-ass cover. Love it. Had to have it. And this is actually in really nice condition. I'd be surprised if that don't hit a 9.4 or 9.2. Definitely a 9.4 if I have it pressed and dry cleaned. So those are the 6 books I'm going to show. And then he also wants you to tell what got you back into collecting. Well, years ago, in the 90s, how'd you guess? I'd pick up a book here and there, but I wasn't real heavy back into collecting until like the 90s. I found my comic books, and then I never had them in boxes or anything. I had them in pretty much paper bags, stacks of them. None of them were in bags and boards. And I started going through them, and it just sparked my interest again. So I started looking up to see how much, some of them were worth, and I was shocked. And right then, I was hooked again, and I started collecting. I did it heavy in the 90s for a while, like everybody else, but then that kind of, killed my drive to want to collect comics, so I stopped for a while. And then when they went back to what they normally do and not all this hokey pokey bullshit, I started collecting again and been collecting ever since. I really don't see me slowing down a whole lot except for newer stuff. Now, he also wants you to tell your final collecting goal of 2018. My final collecting goal is I really want to downsize my collection, but make it more powerful. I think everybody out there probably has a ton of books that you're never going to do anything with. They're just collecting dust. I kind of would like to move them out. Maybe somebody, that would cherish them. But, just kind of go through and get rid of the stuff that I'm not really attached to and fill it with nothing but, books that I desire, let's say. Well, that's it. That's my entry in the Spidey Fans 500 sub contest. Once again, congratulations. Well deserved. If you're not subbed up to this guy, you definitely go sub him up. Batcave Comics, out.